This is the Hatchless Truck Elevator, a device that allows you to move your truck up to and down from different floors at a smooth rate. This design is 4 times cheaper than a traditional hatch elevator and can also move your vehicle up and down 67% faster. And in this video, I will show you exactly how to build and use it. Now, before we begin, I do have some disclaimers. The first one being that this design does have a weight limit, as if you have your truck filled with too many heavy items, the elevator simply will not be able to raise the truck up. However, this weight limit is pretty high, and you can still move entire truckloads of gifts with relative ease. Just make sure you don't overdo it with heavy items such as spook wood. And for my final disclaimer, I will only be showing you guys how to build the exact model seen behind me, and you may need more or less materials depending on how high you want the elevator to go. Anyways, here's the materials that you are going to need for the base design of this elevator. Start by grabbing a 1x4 wedge and placing it where you would like the ramp to begin. From there, place your second one 4 studs over, then place 2 more flipped upside down. Next, grab your last 2 1x4 wedges and place them on top. From there, grab a smooth wall and place it flush with the wedge on its side. Do this on both sides. Now, using a temporary blueprint or a smooth wall stub, place it between the 2 smooth walls in order to place 2 more smooth walls 2 studs away from the first. Once your walls are in place, move your temporary blueprint up another 8 studs and then do the same thing again. Now move it up one more time. And now you're going to want to place your smooth wall stubs where you placed your smooth walls previously. Now grab your short smooth walls and place them on top of your smooth wall stubs. Now go ahead and grab a smooth wall and place it on the very last stud of your short smooth wall. And you're going to want to do this on both sides. Now grab one more smooth wall and place it on top of the smooth wall you just placed down. Do this on both sides. Now what I am doing here is placing down some large floors as simply a platform for my truck to go onto once it reaches the top. These large floors were not included in the materials list, as this would be where your floor would go if you are building this elevator and already have a floor you would like it to reach. Next up, grab one of your smooth conveyors and place it down so it is right in the middle of one of your 2 stud openings. Now you're going to want to make sure that the knob on the conveyor is pointing towards the wedges on the front of your build, and that when you move the conveyor, the knob automatically goes downwards. It is very important that your conveyor is placed in this exact position with the knob facing the front, or else the device will not work. And now, keeping this orientation, place your other 2 smooth conveyors in the other 2 slits, then grab another 3 conveyors, rotate them 180 degrees, and place them opposite to the conveyors that you just placed down. Make sure that the knobs on these conveyors are pointing away from the wedges. Anyways, now it is time to stack up the rest of your conveyors atop all of these 6 that you've just placed down. And in order to do this, I recommend placing some temporary guide blueprints such as large floors, just to make your life a little easier. Remember to distribute your conveyors equally upon all 6 stacks so that each one has a total of 5 conveyors. Now, placing these conveyors down is still a bit finicky and it can be really frustrating at times. However, it's really not that bad. Next up, you're going to want to grab a skinny smooth wall and place it down so it is flush with one of your smooth conveyors. Make sure that the smooth wall is in fact touching the ground. From there, go ahead and place another skinny smooth wall opposite to it, and then place 2 more skinny smooth walls on top. And to finish it off, place down a short skinny smooth wall onto each wall stack. And from there, simply grab a short skinny smooth wall stub and place it right in the middle. And now all you're gonna do is copy this exact design onto the other 5 conveyor stacks. Once that's all done, grab your last smooth wall and place it in the middle of your conveyor stacks as a temporary blueprint for you to stand on. Then place 3 large floors on top of each other 2 studs down from the middle conveyor stack. Now grab one of your glass doors and place it right on top of the large floor. From there, grab one of your half doors in this orientation and place it so that it is 1 stud down and to the right of your large floor. And then grab another half door, flip it 180 degrees around and place it on the other side to mirror it. Make sure you open up both of those doors and then grab a normal door blueprint and place it at the very bottom of the large floor lined up with the half door. And do this on the other side as well. Now go ahead and close all of the doors and move B the half doors, and you should notice that upon opening up the glass door, all of the other doors go with it. And from there, you're going to want to copy this exact same design onto the other side. From there, move your smooth wall over to the left side of your design and place down 3 large floors, 2 studs to the left of the doors that you placed down earlier. Then place your last glass door on top of the floors as you did previously. Make sure your glass door is opened up and then grab a basic door and place it 3 studs lower than the top. You should notice that the glass door and the wooden door have 1 stud of overlap only. And from there, place your very last wooden door so that it is again 1 stud overlapped with the previous door. Now move B the middle wooden door, and you should notice that upon opening and closing the glass door, this door bridge swings up and down. Now it is time for some logic. Start by grabbing a signal sustain and placing it near the left of your design. Make sure that it is set to around halfway. From there, grab an AND gate and place it directly into the signal sustain. Do the same thing with a signal inverter, except now place it into the AND gate. From there, grab one of your wires and place it going from the output of the signal sustain, back around and into the open input of the AND gate. Next up, grab your last signal sustain and place it a few studs behind the signal inverter. This one should be set to full. And from there, simply grab a wire and place it going from the output of this signal sustain into the input of the signal inverter. Now it is time to place down your 4 buttons. For your first button, I recommend placing it near the very entrance of your design on the left side with the output facing up. Your second button should be placed near the front of the design where you can hit it from inside of your truck with the output facing down. And finally, your last 2 buttons can be placed on the top of your design, facing whichever direction you prefer, it doesn't really matter. Now it is time to do some wiring. Start by wiring up a wire from the output of your initial button into the input of the AND gate. From there, I recommend wiring up all of your glass doors, and to do that, simply place wires going between all of their knobs. And you will have to wrap the wiring around the design so that it does not go through the shaft. And to do this, simply make the wiring go around the back. Once your 3 doors are wired up, you're gonna go around and open up each one. And once they're all opened up, you want to simply wire them all again, except now in their opened position. Now it is time to wire up the front button, and you want this wire to go from the output of the front button into the wiring that is now connected to the front side of your doors. And now going from the other side of that same wire, you simply want to place one more wire going from that into the input of the signal sustain on the back. And you should notice that pressing this button lowers all of the doors down and also triggers the back signal sustain. Now it is time to wire up your top buttons. To start, wire up one of the buttons to the back side of the doors. Doing this, you should notice that pressing this button will actually raise all of the doors again, and pressing the button at the front will lower them. Now is also a good time to make sure that pressing the button on the very bottom of your design triggers the signal sustain indefinitely. And as one last check, if you press the button on the front, you should notice that the signal sustain finally dies. And now it is time to wire up your last button, and you just want this one to go directly into the front side of the doors. So while one button at the top opens up the doors, the other one should lower them. And now use all of your remaining wires to wire up each conveyor into the output of the signal sustain. This process does take a bit of time, although it is not too bad. It is worth knowing that after you have wired up half of your conveyors, you will have to send one wire directly underneath your design. And when you do this, it is important that you do not have that wire cross the path of the slits that we made earlier. And if you're a little confused at what that means, simply place the wire that goes underneath the design in the exact same position that I do here and you will be completely fine. And once you're done with your wiring, just ensure that it's all working correctly by pressing the button in the bottom left of your design. And you should notice that every single conveyor gets activated and now points upwards. Alright, now it is time to get all 3 of your planks. Now these planks need to be exactly 1x8 by 2x14 studs in size. And so what I recommend doing is cutting down the trunk of a very thick tree, such as elm, and then sawmilling that trunk into your Sawmax 02 with its output sized at 1.8 by 2 studs. And from there, it is super easy to cut it down to exactly 14 studs just by using some guiding blueprints. And it may take a couple of tries to get a piece exactly 14 studs long, but it is imperative that you do actually cut it to this size, or else your elevator will not work as efficiently. Anyways, once you have your 3 planks cut to the exact size, all you have to do is insert them into the slits that we made earlier. And to do this easily, simply E-move one of the conveyors, push your piece of wood into the slit, and then press B. And do this for all 3 of your planks. And now to see if your elevator works, simply drive your Valve's all-purpose hauler into the design and then press the button at the bottom. And if it all works correctly, your truck should raise all the way to the top, and from there you can simply press one of the buttons at the top in order to open up the doors and drive off. Now once your truck is at the top, all you want to do to finish off the build is place your final smooth wall at the very back of the truck. And this is simply to stop your truck from falling off the elevator if you are reversing into it too fast. And just like that, your build is complete. Let's go over how to use your brand new elevator. To start, drive front first into the elevator shaft. From there, press your button in order to go upwards on the elevator. You should notice that all 3 pieces of wood will lift your truck up. From there, press the button closest to you in order to turn on the bridges, and from there you can simply drive off the elevator. Now if you would like to go back down the elevator, simply drive your truck back into the shaft, and then press the other button. This will drop the doors and then lower you down safely until you reach the bottom. Now let's assume that you want to go up the elevator, but the elevator is already stuck at the top. In order to fix this, simply press the button at the bottom of the elevator to get all of the pieces of wood to fall back down. Now let's assume that you were at the top of the elevator and wanted to go down, but the elevator is at the bottom. To fix this, simply hop down the elevator shaft, stand on one of the logs, and then press the button to go up. This will actually lift you up automatically, and once you're at the top, simply turn on the button to enable the doors, and then drive your truck onto the elevator. And that's how you use the elevator. And that's going to be it for this video. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below and I'll try to answer them. Anyways, this is going to be it for me, so goodbye!